Well, I was born blind and I was diagnosed with glaucoma at birth. I started having surgeries, my first when I was only 2 weeks old. Some of the physical challenges that I faced were not being able to read print. I also had to travel with a cane because I couldn't see well enough to navigate on sidewalks and stairs and in unfamiliar places. When I was 21, I received my first transplant, which was a failure, and then a year later I got my second transplant and it was a success. There are no words to describe what that was like to see for the first time. It was overwhelming because I had so much to learn, like what colors were or what my family members looked like. When I saw my husband for the first time, I was very pleasantly surprised. He did turn out to be a really handsome, wonderful guy. To be able to see my kids, there are not words to describe what that's like. I am thankful every day for everything that I see, because not a day goes by that I don't see something for the first time. I just saw a squirrel for the first time, and I really wanted to see one because people talk about them a lot. I was way excited because then I got to see what everybody else was talking about. My dreams for the future are countless. I'll be starting my PhD in education, and I hope to one day be a professor at a university. The Lions Eye Bank really played a tremendous role in my regaining of sight. I wish I could meet every single lion that there is out there and thank them personally, because every day I think it to myself, I am who I am today because of the lions. Lions change lives. From the time that I was born blind, it seems like the lions have been there as my guardian angels and have been there to support me whenever I needed it. First, in elementary school, when I needed assistive technology in my classroom, they were there. Again in middle school, and again in high school when I needed a Braille writer for which to use to learn to read and write Braille, they were there again. When I attended Lions Camp, the Lions were there providing that opportunity for me to meet other people like me who were blind and to know that I was not alone in facing the challenges that I did when I was young. But most amazing of all, the most wonderful thing that the Lions did for me was my gift of sight. After living 21 years of my life without sight, I had the opportunity to have a cornea transplant. I didn't even know that such an opportunity existed. I thought that I would be living my life as a blind person forever. But once I was approached about having a transplant, I thought, why not? Give it a try. So I received my first transplant, which was a failure. And then when I was 22 years old, in 2002, I had a successful transplant that gave me the ability to see in one eye. I can remember opening my eyes for the first time and my mom being an inch away from my face and saying, "Can you see me?" And it was like, yes, you're right there. But really, that was the first time I'd ever seen my own mom. And that was only one of a million other things that I had to see. I had to learn to recognize my family, who I'd only known up until that time by hearing their voices. So I had to essentially meet my family. And the man that I had been dating at the time, Jeremy, I had to see him for the first time too, which thankfully was a really good thing. But without my sight, I would have missed so much. I got to see and not just imagine what my wedding day would have been like. When my first daughter was born, I got to see and look into her eyes, and I would have missed that if it hadn't been for you. And again, when my second child was born. the miracles have just been amazing. I've been teaching, I've gotten my master's degree since I got my transplant. It's been remarkable. In November of 2008, during my pregnancy of my third child, I lost my vision. And at that time I thought, you know, I had 6 amazing years, but the Lions were there again to find me another transplant. In fact, there were people that were calling the eye bank in Wisconsin asking if they could be the transporters for this transplant. That says amazing things about you. That says you are there for people when you don't even know who they are. You are making miracles happen. And I have a new transplant that I got 3 months ago, and it's doing remarkably well. Again, all because of the amazing things that you do. You make miracles happen every day. And I stand before you now as a mother, as a teacher, as a PhD candidate at the U of M because of your work. So thank you so very much for the gift of sight and for the person I am today. Thank you.